You ever notice how the quietest neighborhoods sometimes have the loudest drama? When I bought this house, I genuinely thought I was buying peace. A little patch of calm, space for a dog, big backyard with old oak trees, a kitchen roomy enough to finally host Thanksgiving. But I didn't just buy a house. I bought a front row seat to suburban war, and I'm not being dramatic. Within 10 minutes of stepping onto my new front porch, with a box labeled "Kitchen," fragile, no less, it all began. Enter Brenda. She pulled up in a spotless white Range Rover, wearing tennis whites so blindingly pristine I swear they'd been steamed and dry cleaned in the front seat. She didn't say hello. Just stood there, across the street, arms folded, scanning me like I was a threat to her cul-de-sac kingdom. At first, I thought she was just curious. New neighbor, whatever. Nope. She power-walked across the street like she owned the zip code. Stopped inches from my driveway and said, "Hi, I'm Brenda, president of the Crestwood Meadows Homeowners Association." Like she was announcing herself as queen of the realm. Then she handed me a thick, glossy folder, clearly too professional for a neighborhood welcome, and said, "Here's your welcome packet. It includes architectural modification forms, a due schedule, and a citation for your moving truck." I blinked. Citation? She said, "Commercial vehicles can't park on the street more than 2 hours. Yours has been here 3. That's a $50 fine. I'll waive it, this one star. Now, I wasn't even mad. I was actually impressed. The audacity. I set the box down, gave her a calm smile, and said, "There might be a misunderstanding. My property's in the Enclave, Phase 2. We're not part of the HOA. Brenda gave this tight little laugh, like I was a kindergartner who didn't understand the alphabet. That's a common mistake. The Enclave is just a marketing term. Everything west of the boulevard is Crestwood Meadows. Now, I'm a corporate litigator. Contracts, boundaries, legal language, that's my daily oxygen." My brain started humming. I said, "Actually, the property deed, title docs, and county plat map say otherwise. Our lot isn't under your HOA's jurisdiction. The dividing line is the creek." She gave a dismissive wave, her diamond ring caught the sun like a tiny spotlight, and said, "Clerical errors. The developer's lawyers were sloppy. It's being corrected." Then came the threat, "You'll receive a demand letter shortly. Your first dues payment is due by the end of the month." And just like that, Brenda fired the first shot. Now, I didn't move here to fight. But if someone walks up my driveway, hands me a forged document, and tries to extort me under the banner of community harmony? Yeah. I'm not backing down. I opened a fresh folder in my office, Suburban Warfare. Step 1. Confirm the facts. I didn't trust a word from the seller or title company anymore. I went straight to the county recorder's office. There, Doris, a no-nonsense clerk with reading glasses and the power of truth, handed me the original plat maps for both Phase 1 and Phase 2. Stamped. Filed. Clear as day. My neighborhood, the Enclave, was explicitly listed as not subject to Crestwood Meadows HOA covenants. I ordered certified copies. Then I looked into the HOA itself. State corporate filings. President, Brenda. Treasurer. Her husband Gary. Registered agent address? Not a law firm. Not a home. A UPS store box. Which, by the way, violates corporate law. You need a real address to receive legal documents. That was my first crack in the foundation. Then came the letters. Thick paper. HOA logo. First one, pay your dues or face legal action. Second, citations for trash bin timing, grass height, door color. Even my front door, builder issued, was unapproved burgundy. It was almost funny. They were trying to smother me with paper cuts, but then it escalated. A real law firm sent a formal demand letter. This time, they claimed I was part of the HOA via a recorded amendment that had annexed the enclave into Crestwood Meadows. 2 pages. Looked legit. Legal language. Signatures. Notary block. Only problem? The developer who allegedly signed it? Their company was dissolved 2 years before the document's date. The notary? From another state. Didn't exist in that state's registry. The references? Wrong sections of the covenants. The date? Over a year after my enclave's exemption had been finalized. It was fake. A forgery. I called my title contact and had him dig back through every recorded document tied to the lot. He went all the way to the 1800s. His verdict? Mark, this thing doesn't exist. You're clean. At that point, Brenda wasn't just overreaching, she was committing fraud. So I shifted gears. Under our state's Common Interest Community Act, anyone accused of being in an HOA can request full financial transparency. Budgets, meeting minutes, contracts. Brenda refused. But she couldn't have it both ways. If you claim I'm in your HOA, I get access. If I'm not, you've got no claim. So I started walking the neighborhood. Crestwood Meadows, from a distance, looked perfect. But up close? Broken playgrounds. Rusted pool tiles. Shabby tennis courts. People were paying big dues, for what? Then I met Arthur. Retired. Former board member. He gave me the history. Brenda had ousted the management company and taken over herself, for a tidy $5K a month. Landscaping? Her brother-in-law. No competitive bids. 10-year contract. HOA gala? $50K of member dues spent mostly on Brenda's friend circle. It was a grift. A suburban mob operation. And then, because hubris is blinding, Brenda sued me. Yep. Took me to court over $575 in unpaid dues and alleged violations. She walked into my domain, a courtroom, thinking she'd win with volume. But once she filed that suit, I had the right to everything. I subpoenaed it all. Emails, contracts, financial records. Their lawyer, Mr. SUED, tried to get it all thrown out. Judge Miller, a sharp, dry, no-nonsense woman, said, "Counselor, your client initiated this. Defendant has presented credible concerns. Produce everything." 30 days. They tried to drown me in disorganized documents. Thousands of pages. But I do this for a living. And what I found? Worse than I expected. Management company? Brenda, under her maiden name. Landscaping? Her brother-in-law. Meeting minutes doctored. No budget approvals. No audit trail. And then, the emails. A full chain between Brenda and SUED. Brenda, we need something to make the enclave guy pay up. Can't you just backdate something? SUED, I can't forge a document, but if you give me one, I can use it. Attached, the forged amendment. File name? Legal thingy draft v3. That was game, set, match. I wrote a 2-page summary. Simple. Bullet points. No spin. I mailed it to every homeowner in the HOA, all 200. Just asked questions. The reaction? Instant chaos. Facebook group, exploded. People demanded audits. Brenda posted, in all caps, that I was a liar and outsider. No one bought it. She called an emergency meeting to restore order. Instead, she walked into a mutiny. Standing room only. Someone stood up and said, "Show us the books." Arthur stepped forward, voice calm and clear, "Brenda, what have you done with our money?" No answers. Her lawyer literally walked out. The board collapsed, and finally, court day, SUED called me the night before. Offered to drop everything, with prejudice. No settlement. Just vanish. I said no. I said, you're going to stand in front of the judge and explain why you used a forged document to sue me. And after that? You'll pay for every minute you stole from me. We walked into court. 3 minutes later. Case dismissed with prejudice, sanctions filed. Criminal investigation opened. And me? I go home. Sit in my backyard. Watch the trees sway. And sometimes, I laugh. Because the loudest bully in the cleanest neighborhood picked the wrong house to mess with, ***, now it's your turn, ***, ever had to deal with a power-tripping HOA president? What would you have done? Should I have gone further? Or was the court smackdown enough? Drop your story in the comments. Like and share if you believe community should mean connection, not control. And if you ever get a legal thingy draft from Brenda, call a lawyer.